Okay, you know the feeling, right? You're walking down the street, you see someone, and you absolutely swear it's your best friend. But then, nope, total stranger. Or maybe everyone tells you that you look exactly like some celebrity. Well, that's the doppelganger dilemma, and it's this amazing mix of math, our own DNA, and just how weird our brains can be. So, what is actually going on? Let's get into it.
I mean, it's the classic question, isn't it? With over 8 billion people on this planet, it just feels like there has to be someone out there who is your spitting image. It seems logical. But today we're going to dig into the science and see what it has to say about that.
So first things first, let's talk about the big myth, this idea that you have a perfect, identical twin walking around who you shared no DNA with. We see it in movies, we hear these crazy stories online, but what are the cold, hard numbers? How likely is it really that nature could just accidentally make a carbon copy of your face and stick it on someone else? The answer is, well, it's pretty staggering.
Yeah, that's the number. The actual odds of two totally unrelated people sharing the exact same facial features is about 1 in a trillion. I mean, to put that into perspective, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning while winning the lottery. So for all practical purposes, your face is statistically one of a kind.
So, why is it so incredibly rare? Well, a face isn't just a few simple parts. It's this incredibly complex tapestry. You've got all these genetic variables, the unique sculpture of your bone structure, the intricate layers of your muscles, and then the exact placement of your eyes, nose, and mouth down to the millimeter. It's a combination that is just almost impossible to replicate by pure chance.
But wait a second. If a perfect match is that impossible, why do we feel like we see doppelgangers all the time? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because there's a kind of statistical loophole.
And this right here is the absolute key. We have to separate the idea of a perfect, identical clone from someone who just looks, remarkably similar. Once we make that little shift in our thinking, the odds change a lot.
Let's just look at these numbers. An exact identical match? 1 in a trillion. Forget about it. But a highly similar lookalike? Some studies put the odds at just 1 in 135 that a pair of them exists somewhere on Earth. All of a sudden, that doesn't sound so crazy anymore, does it?
Okay, so what makes someone good enough to trigger that doppelganger feeling without being a perfect clone? This is all about the science of similarity. You gotta remember, it's not a simple yes or no question. Facial recognition software and genetic research show us that similarity is a gradient. Two people can share just enough key features to create this powerful illusion of being identical, even if 100 other little details are totally different.
So what are we talking about here? We're talking about things like the distance between your eyes, the general shape of your jawline, or the overall proportions of your face. These are big picture traits that can absolutely overlap between strangers. And get this, some studies have even found that lookalikes might share specific genetic markers that code for how a face develops.
There's this fantastic quote from some of the research that basically says, this isn't just random chance. Our human gene pool, while massive, isn't infinite. And so certain patterns for building a face can and do pop up again and again. It's not a glitch in the matrix, it's just a feature of our shared human biology.
But here's the thing. Genetics and math are only part of the story. The final, and maybe the most important piece of this whole doppelganger puzzle is what's happening right between your ears.
Your brain is just an incredible pattern-finding machine. It's built to find things that are familiar and to connect the dots, often by taking shortcuts. When you see a new face, it's not meticulously analyzing every pore. It's looking for patterns it already knows. So think about it like this. Your brain scans a stranger's face. It immediately latches onto one thing. Maybe the nose looks just like your cousin's. Then it amplifies that one similarity, ignores the differences, and fills in all the other blanks with what it expects to see. And just like that, bam, you're seeing a double. The really wild part is that if you put those two faces side by side, you might be shocked at how different they actually are.
And of course, there are the final touches. A similar hairstyle, the same way of smiling, even wearing the same style of glasses. All these things can supercharge the illusion. These are the little external cues that push our brain over the edge from, that person looks kind of familiar, to, whoa, that's their twin.
So in the end, is your perfect 1 in a trillion doppelganger out there? Probably not. But could a highly similar lookalike exist?
Absolutely. And the person you think is a double is really just this amazing collision of statistical probability, our shared genetics, and your own brain's incredible talent for finding a familiar face in the crowd. It's a bit of both. It's real science and a brilliant trick of the mind. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?